Good morning, everyone. Today we are on day 5 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And our sketch artist today is Lyssa Flanagan. And she looks like she has a piece of paper that's got some mixed media on it. And then she's got some squares. And she's got her title up here. She's got like a 2-word title. She has a matting, and then another matting, and then her photo. And believe it or not, mine is going to look very similar to this. Okay, so remember that down below is everybody, there's a link that takes you to all the YouTube videos, and then there's one that takes you to the still shots. And the last 2 days I totally forgot to do it, but I got it done today. So anyway, this is my daughter and her husband and their first daughter, and this is the very first day she came home. So she would have been like 2 days old, I think. And she might have came home that very day. She wasn't in there long. So they're there, and it's like you can't even see the baby, but I just thought it was a real cute photo to have for them in, first day home. So I thought it would be a real cute photo to have for them, or for her in her album. So, so I'm matting it on the first one, and I cut this an inch bigger, so I'd have it 1/2 inch all the way around. Is that correct? I think so. Okay, and I've got 2 invisible rulers here now, and I can actually see them both. How about that? Okay, I just want to make sure that it's straight. Oh, if you hear all this banging around, it's the hubby replacing the window with the screen, because after so many days of it being cold, it's actually got warm. Okay, I think I'm just a little bit off here. I think I should have it this way. I don't know how come I want to flip it upside down every time. Oh, and this is by Mr. Penn. Okay, let's see here. Does that help me with my measurement? Yes, it does. It does help me with my measurement. Okay, so I need about 1/2 inch in each side. Okay, that should be good there. And then I've got, and this is from the 6x8 book. And this is one that looks like a wood, so I thought that would be nice to have on the inside. And this one I did just a 1/4 inch bigger, so it would be 1/8 inch on each side. And I'm thinking I maybe can do this without measuring. Oh, I need to pull it up a little bit though. Okay, that looks right. Okay. Oh, I didn't even show you this. This is Little One by Mintay. And I thought I really love the stuff that's going on around it. So instead of mixed media, I'm going to have a little bit of this peeking through. Here's what the back looks like. And this is what I actually had planned on using, or the other baby blanket paper. But I thought, I think I'm going to use that, because that way I can have like this in one side, a little bit of this, a little bit here and there, and that would kind of make my background for me. And I did, it's like, because you will rarely see me do mixed media. I mean, I can't say never, but but almost never. Okay. And I'm just gonna line this up in the center. And that is the center right there. Okay. And now I'm gonna go around and put the squares in where she has them. And I did, where she has the yellow ones, I used these, and I measured them, like I told you, I made this a 6 or a 3x3. So each, what is it? Each quarter inch is an inch on with your ruler. So this one is 2.5, the biggest one. The next one is, I think, 1.5. Let me see. I think that the second one was 1.5. Oh, I'm looking on the wrong side. Oh, it's actually 2. So one's 2.5, one's 2, and the other one is 1.5. So so I have, you know, these, you know, the bigger ones I'm gonna place around. And now this one, it looks like it's maybe tucked. I made it the same size because it was a green or that tealy color, even though this one looks smaller over here. But I had to make a decision, so I just went with it. Okay, so this one here, I am going to, and let's see, this one, I think these were cut from the 6x8. And I'm just going to go around and place them where I think they need to be. I thought about matting this whole thing because I really liked the blanket paper behind it also, but I decided to skip that. Okay, so I've got this one here. Now hers always end up like they're, well, these ones overlap. Because I have some that overlap and some that don't. So, yeah, I guess it's like hers. Yeah, I'm trying to find my place where I have them now. Okay, so I think I'm gonna place all the big ones first because that's what I did when I first played with it. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of stick them more in the middle of the tapes so I can figure out where I'm putting them. Okay, so I have one over here, and I'm gonna cover up this bunny because I've covered up his face already. I gotta make sure my words are upright. I'm leaving the little elephant stick out, but he's not going to stick out the whole time. Okay, and I'm actually just butting it up against there. Okay. And then my other words. Okay, and that one is going to go down in here a little bit. And I want the blocks to show because that's going to be my title. Oh, and I want this up just a little bit more because I want to be able to see this banner when I'm done. And I'm going to make sure I've got it straight. And I do have the words upright. Okay, I got to tilt it just a little bit more. Okay, that's good there. And then I'm going to my second smaller size, and it's one that looks like a blanket. This was the one I was thinking about matting the whole thing in, but I thought then it kind of cut off too many things, so I decided against that. Holler if you need my help, hubby.
I'm good.
Okay, so I'm just gonna line that up with one down below it. And actually I'm gonna put it more over to this side because this one was a little, actually hers is a little bit off the edge, but I'm gonna put it there. Okay, and then my next one, I have to see where I'm putting that. Okay, it goes, and I'm going to turn this one just to have it another pattern, kind of. Okay, and this one I am putting over here where it's just kind of overlapping this one and kind of overlapping the stuff here. Okay, and then I have another one. And this one I'm putting right here at the corner. Okay, and now I have these little floral ones. I actually went to cut them and I was going to use the plaid, but I thought, oh, the flowers would be pretty and it'd be just different because these are kind of lines. So I figured this way I would have some without lines. Okay, now I've got to figure out where I'm putting these. Okay. I think I'm going to lay them around to see where I have them. I think one goes up here. One's going to go down here. I think I want the pinker one here. And let's see here. And I think I'm going to have one down here. And then I have one over here. I'm going to use this one that's a floral so that I get to see the whole flower. And then I have one that tucks under here a little bit. Is that where I want that? Did I end up covering? Oh, I did end up covering up that balloon. Oh well. I think I tried not to cover it up and then I ended up with it covered up anyway. Okay, so I think that's my places. Just double checking. Okay, so that's the place I'm gonna tuck these ones, or tape. Some are tucked. This one I'm gonna tuck in here just a little bit. I'm gonna put the more colorful part to where it's showing over here. And I'm just make sure it's straight with that. And then this one here, because all the squares are straight. Okay, and so I'm putting this one here, but I want to be able to see some of these balloons. And I want to make sure I don't cover up the rabbit. Okay, how do I have an extra square? I don't know. I don't know where I had that. Okay, so one goes here. Oh, I already have it taped. I'm trying to catch up with myself. Okay, that one there. Maybe I can just hit it up against there. Okay. And I think I'm supposed to have that one someplace else, but I can't figure out where. Just a minute, I gotta look at my picture. Where do I have that? Oh, it's up here in the corner. Okay. That's where it's supposed to be. Okay, so that one's there. And then I have this one up in the corner. And I have it just tucked in a little bit into that one. Or actually I could have it, I'm going to tuck it in a little bit because I think I want to see the whole banner. Okay, and I'm just going to put my ruler up against that to see if it's straight. Okay. I cannot tell from that angle. Let me see. Okay, I think it looks pretty close. Okay. And this is the last one I have to do. And I'm bringing that over there. Okay, oh, I still have one. Okay, and this one is going to tuck in because I'm not covering up the blocks. I'm trying to find the most interesting part of the square. Okay. I'm gonna go there. Okay, and so now I have all the squares down, and she does have a little more squares right here, but I don't want to cover up this rabbit because I don't have another one to tuck in there. So now I'm gonna do my embellishing, and there was a floral here, and I'm gonna add this flower to the same place where it was. Well, it was mostly there, but the elephant does cover it a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna let it overlap the mat on the picture too. Okay, and then I have that same elephant. And I've stuck, 100 dimensionals on the back. It just seems like it when I'm trying to pull them off. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to put him right over the place where he's already at. Sitting right next to his little bunny buddy. Okay. Okay, and then I also have this, and this is me just trying to actually use up some of these other things that I haven't put in some of the other ones. And so I've got a rattle and a pacifier. And I thought it would be cute on this little square. I think I have like maybe one or two more pieces of this paper left. So, but I still have lots of embellishments because I did buy the laser cut set of this too. Now I just cut them all out myself, even though it takes some more time. Okay, and I'm gonna tuck this underneath here just a little bit. Okay. And then, let's see, I have this buggy or a pram. Back in the day, or back in Europe, they used to call them prams. Which, I don't know, it just sounds cooler than a buggy. Well, let me slide that up a little bit. I went and seen my sister, and I was scrapbooking with them, and I took my great big giant taper, and when they seen it, they're like, oh, it's so much smaller in real life. And I'm thinking, you use one of those little tiny tapers, how can you say this is small? But I guess it looks so big on camera. So I'm gonna stick this down in the corner of the photo. And I have a little pink bow, but there's only a couple of places where there is this blue, and it's kind of a bluish green. So I decided I'm gonna use blue on it, even though she's a girl. I mean, we like all the colors. Okay. So I'm gonna put that right on that little part of the pram. Okay, and then right here we have a elephant, but he's facing the other way. But I'm actually gonna put this one here just because part of him is covered up. So I want to make sure that we can still see him and that he doesn't look like he's hiding. And I can put that over there and you'll never know that he was there. Even though you can see a little bit of him here, it's like you'll never think of it. Don't forget. It's like nobody who looks at it, unless they've seen the video, would ever know. Okay, and then I've got the little blocks, so I'm just repeating them, and this is just a little bit smaller, but it still just gives it more dimension. So I'm putting those there, and he covers up the little elephant a little bit. Okay, and then I have the rocking horse, which is, I mean, all these little embellishments are, or they're called, I know we call the paper embellishments ephemera, but they call them elements. Mintay does. Okay. So I've just, you know, got dimensionals all over. It's like I'm thinking when it's in the book, I gotta have enough for that it doesn't get smashed. Because I do like some things to be dimensional. Otherwise, sometimes I'll do a totally flat layout, and then later on I'm thinking, boy, is that ever flat? So I don't, it's like even if there's a little something in there, like wood pieces or something. Okay, and then this one here, I'm gonna kind of put him mostly on this one square and just let his head overlap the frame. Okay. And let's see, I have one more thing. Since this was her first day home, I thought I should put the stork on it. I liked, the storks are super cute in these collections, and I think, okay, it's fun to have it on there, especially in the early days, like the second day and her first day home. Okay, and I'm gonna put it, do I want him standing up? Yeah, I think Lucky's standing up right here on the corner. Now I didn't put any dimensionals under him because otherwise his legs, I would have just had to glue those down straight. Okay, and then this pink is kind of peachy, so I found these enamel dots that I think match it really well. So I'm going to use those. And I think I have two colors that are so close, but this one is just a little bit lighter. And I have more of those, and I just popped one right onto my shirt, so I've been embellished today. Okay, now I've de-embellished myself. Oh, now if I can pick it up and turn it over. Okay. So I got some embellishments there. Maybe I'll stick one over here by this horse and the blocks. Okay, and I think I'll put one up in this little area up here, a couple. And let's see. Sometimes they're hard to get off the plastic. Okay. I'm going to put another one up there and then put another little one over here. Okay, let's see. I got this one little straggling one on the side here. I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And where am I putting it? I think I'm going to put it right up here by this horse. Nope, it stuck to me. Okay, let me look at it a minute. I think that's good. Okay. Oh, guess what? I forgot to tape that down. Okay. You know what? Oh, I still can't. I was gonna say I could just put it over this, but I think it needs to be here. Okay, I'm doing that. All right, now let me see, is everything on it? Okay, I think that's it. So thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful and blessed day. If you are also doing 30 days of sketches, let me know if you do the whole thing or if you just can, you know, sometimes it's too hard, like when you're working. I mean, it's like I don't work and I still have a hard time getting them done. But even if I had to finish them up later, I think I would do it just because it does make me feel more, I mean, it's like I'm more creative because I'm doing something I just wouldn't have done otherwise. And I love how this looks, even though I covered up the whole design of it, because I'm sure that one of the other times I actually used the whole design. And I love how this looks. So have a wonderful and blessed day. I'll have close-ups at the end, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.